So majorly this topic is decoding of ancient Vastu for designing for buildings in present and future. Particularly this talk is not to promote anything. It is only the education to the people. Next, what is the Vastu science in means? Vastu is means simply establishes harmony between people, nature. Why people and nature? The nature has a five elements. Nature has a five elements, and a person has a five element. We made our body which consists of five elements. Nature consists of five elements. You should be synchronized with nature, then you will be part of the nature, then you will be very good health and wealth. When you construct a building to stay, the construction of the building use the materials from the five elements. You cannot go away of the five elements when you construct a building. You use all the materials part of the five elements. So when you need to synchronize with the five elements from the nature, then your building will be very good. When your building elements are very good, your body elements will be synchronizing with your building, then you are very happy living in the house. That is the reason we call balancing of five elements in net usable area. That's called Vastu. When you use the building for any purpose, the purpose to purpose activities are changes. So we call right activities, right place. That's a Vastu. Vastu is a very old science as a man himself. When a man is on earth, he started to stay in the along with the nature to understand the nature. You don't deviate anything from the nature. That's why he was stated very well in the globe. Later, our situation changes. Human beings population increase. Then we are demolishing a lot of nature to live ourselves. There we are completely nature is destroying. With the elements are not synchronizing, so far natural calamities and other issues are coming. But even we are thinking about only our building. When you're thinking about our building, sure that we need to synchronize our building with the nature. Where it is reported first, Atharvana Veda and Treta Yuga, Ramayana, during Ramayana, Ayodhya construction and bridge construction, they followed Vastu principles. It is reported in the books. And Dwapara Yuga, everybody knows Maya Sabha. When a Rajasuya Yagam by Yudhishthira, Indraprastha construction based on the Vastu principles, it is there. In the Buddha literature also, it talked about Vastu. Then if you take the Veda, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Adharvaveda, each and every Veda has a Upaveda. If you take Atharva Vedas, talk about Stapatya Veda, that knowledge of building science. That's it is there in the Veda Kala. It's not from the 30 years or 40 years. The people may claim that with the people may come from the books and knowledge from the internet. They may say Vastu consultant. I don't feel that they are not. They should learn Vedas before they go into the Vastu. So it is reported in the very nicely all Puranas and Granthas. I'm giving one example citations, Matsya Purana chapter 252 and Skanda Purana and Garuda Purana. Each Purana gives about Vastu, how to construct home, reservoirs, town, king palace and roads and buildings. Everything is reported and temples. That was there in the very old scripture. For your information, I want to say the Vastu architect in Indian tradition called Vastukar. In Hindi, architect called Vastukar. When Western countries came to India, they forcibly changed the syllabus architect. We thought architect means only the European architect or Eastern countries architect. No, architect called the Vastukar, that is our Indian traditional culture only. Then they have a own culture for their countries, but in India particularly, we follow our culture. This is adopted by many countries. We adopt from others, but Vastu means Indian traditional architecture. It is reported in the many Granthas. The Vastu part of Jyotishya is astrology. There are astrology followed by 220, almost all the countries I know astrology follow based on their will and the different methods. Astrology has a 5 parts. In the 5 parts in the Samhita. Samhita has a 7 parts in the Samhita. In the 7 part, 1 part is Vastu. And Vastu has a 3 dowsing, underground and construction. If you take the construction, it has a different sculpture, temple, buildings. And if you take the buildings, residential, business and corporate, commercial and industrial. Each and every building has a purpose is different. If you go to the purpose, activities are different. So we cannot use the same Vastu for all the buildings, all the businesses, all the industries, all the commercials. It has to change, but principles are same, which is what there in the Granthas or old ancient books, old classics. People say that Vastu is not a science. I say Vastu is a science. As I'm a scientist, I practice scientist for 20 years with very good international publications. I was a scientist. So scientists believed Vastu means Vastu is a science. How? Any science, you so-called medicine or engineering or computer or everything, it has a 5 minimum qualities: rational, practicable, permanent and principled and universal. These 5 qualities is there for Vastu. So that's called Vastu is a science. No other question. Before going that elements, if you talk about elements, how to decode the elements from the ancient books. First, as a builder or as a owner of the building, you start construct the building. You need to select that location is suitable or not, that town, that area. First select the area, which area you are going to start the business, which area you are going to start the stay. Maybe a small town or big town, that area is important. The area name should be very important. Your name and area name should be synchronized together. Then you will be successful in that. I can take example. You are the 4 people are there. They're planning franchises across India and across the globe. When you start your franchise, which area you are that synchronizing with you, then that works. Sometimes some franchise will not work for you. What is the reason? The same marketing team, same recipe, same design, same product, some franchises will not work. Reason that Vastu very nicely explained in the initial itself. Is the area is suitable for you or not? First, you check the area, the location. How to check it? Take your name letter and versus area name letter. Cross check it. Is it suitable or not? It's a bad. There is in a competition. It is a good. It is worst. You need to check first. It is there very clearly in Vastu science. You need to decode from the principles how to use at present scenario. If you take Hyderabad is not Hyderabad. You need to take which part location you are starting your business, you are constructing your home house, residential or commercial or industrial. Is the area is suitable for you? You need to first point check the area is suitable for you or not before you start the business. It is only based on your name. It is no religious, no caste, no region. Everything same for everyone because you start with your name. For example, take any name, Eris, you can take Eris. One name I can take something like La. Suddenly I see the Lakshmi, La, it comes to Eris. She stays at Vijayawada, example. Vijayawada comes into the Taurus. Then you need to think that Vijayawada, then which part of Vijayawada she stays, suitable or not. The way you need to calculate. It will be the again lengthy calculations. It is only who believes and want to good business, they can follow this chart. I'm going to share if you're interested people this chart later. Then once you selected a place, you need to select which direction is suitable for you. Don't misguided from the books and net. Only northeast is good, only north is good, only east is good, west is good, south is good. All directions are suitable for persons, but you need to see the result. Which direction is suitable for you? First, select the location where you want to construct the building. It may be commercial or residential, industrial, corporate. Next, you need to select which direction that building. Is it suitable for me or not? This is not a science from 30 years. This is a science from 5,000, 10,000 years old science. For example, I take a. I see name is Meenan. I take a Meenan name is second name here I see. Meenan, it comes to M, Ma. The Meenan stays in the Kuala Lumpur. Can you unmute Meenan? Can you tell where, which location in Kuala Lumpur? A small town or area. Can you repeat?
Subang Jaya.
Subang Jaya. Okay, Jaya. See, Ma and Jaya, you can see that the location it come to here. Meenan, it come to the Leo. Jaya comes into the Scorpio. It is very good. No, it is not Scorpio. The Sagittarius come to that. Leo and Sagittarius is doing good. Similarly, which direction suitable? Main direction you can say by the construction residential house, or you can start the business south facing, southwest facing, or northwest or northeast. No other facing suitable for him. If you want to start a business, if you want to construct a new building, the way you need to check it. I'll take another example, Srikanth. Why I take a Srikanth? Srikanth, he cannot take S, he can take only R. When you pronounce R is very sounds good, Sri. You need to take R when you check that R is coming here. It is suitable for east, southwest, and west and north. He cannot buy northeast. People may be influence him by the northeast, but it's not good for him. The way you need to select which direction is suitable, which town and area is suitable. First, when you start the building construction or start the business, then there are the steps. Maybe I may be missing some steps in the, Srinivasan is very expert in this particular steps in the building construction. Identifying where the Vastu involves important here. Where logical flow will be there in the building construction. Logical flow is there in the building construction. Identifying the selecting a land where one a Vastu consultant involves. Investigation of the land, land purity, land slope, neighboring effect, water source. Fixing the boundaries, owner and Vastu consultant involves. Plan and designing, where owner, Vastu consultant, architect, structural and civil engineers involves. Then we go to the plan, designing a building, shape and designing dimension need to consider. Foundation, sorting, construction. There is a permission, muhurta and materials are important. These are the steps going to discuss in next 4 months by our experts. And the progress in the stages of construction, civil engineer, team of workers, materials is important in any building construction. And exteriors or interiors by the Vastu consultant, architects, interior designers, and social and family requirements need to consider when you do house. These are the minimum steps we do the construction process. It may be residential, commercial, or industrial. So when you construct, please do understand by engineers or planners or PMC consultants, there are energies are in the building where when you mark it, your building and your name or company name, you are described this is my land. You have some energies. The energies comes like there are energies called 81 parts of energies. In the Vastu is very big science again about even talking about energies. Then in the 81 parts of energies, there are the very sensitive points are there. These are the energies are there in a building. We need to consider how to use them properly. They talked in ancient books about these energies very nicely with giving the colors and the names of the divine powers. When you do any activity, particular area, you need to understand what is the divine power, how it works for us, is a positive or negative, what activity can we do there, where can you walk out, where you can walk in, where you can put a store, everything this is explained in the science. When you before you do the puja, energies are different. After you do the puja, puja means housewarming. You start activities, the energies completely convert into positive. When it is a positive, then it works for us. What is the role of the construction here? There are very sensitive points in any building. I'll take a next just for a second. I'll just show this. When you construct a building, when you stay in the residence, you need to consider there are the sensitive points in the building. That's called marmasthanas. It's very sensitive point. If you consider, you feel that, you imagine you are sleeping on your house, covering total your floor. You are sleeping, keeping your head into northeast. You are sleeping, keeping head into the northeast. You are covered total your house. You imagine that. You see the red spots, there are the very sensitive parts of body. If in your house, there is a pillar, there is a heavy weight, or there is something is a damage in that area, then surely that body part of your body will get health problem. If you consider this one, down part, I can see the right part, right part means southeast part. If you have any problem in the building, the female women will affected by health problems. It happens anything in the left side, northwest side of this one, that part, then men will affected in the family. It may be health or wealth. So when you do the construction, when you put a pillars or when you do the pits or sump or lift, you need to consider by dividing into the total area 81 divisions, which division this pillar is coming. When you start construction, after construction, when you put a sofas, heavyweight tijoris or almaras and interior work, you need to consider or how their sensitive points can be used. If you use this sensitive point by putting heavy weight, that particular body parts affect a lot. This is considered as a medical vastu. Again, I can talk more than 6 hours about medical vastu. If I see one house plan, I can talk what are the diseases they are facing. It is very simply, I can talk. That's called medical vastu. Vastu plus medicine called medical vastu. Using this chart, I can talk about that. Then another big element in the Vastu called 5 elements, Panchabhutas. Vastu always talk about elements because we are part of the nature. The nature is the 5 elements. We are staying the resident building. This building construction is the 5 elements, and we are the human being or living being. Any living being is the constitution with the 5 elements. It should be synchronizing together. There should be harmony between all elements. That is very important in element. So if I see the elements, 5 elements consider Ba, Bhumi, Ag, Agni, Ga, Gagan, Va, Vayu, Na, Nir. It's Bhagwan. It's a God gift. The 5 elements, you need to use them properly. When you want to talk about 5 elements, there's a water, air, fire, earth, and a space. It should be synchronized with between all 5 elements. It should be harmonized between this all 5 elements to get a best solution. When you construct and a plan house, when you see that how we are putting colors, how you are using inside, based on the element, you need to use that. Water creates air, air creates the fire, fire creates the earth, earth creates the space, space creates the water. Water means yourself means water area, how you are using north part of the building. Air means a connection with the society and karma, how you are going east part of building. Fire means wealth, money management, how you are going to southeast, that is important. Earth is the status and skills, how you are going to use the southwest. And a space is called cooperation and business and profit, how you are going to west. That we need to consider when you plan this. These are the colors and activities. I'm going to share this later on personal window. I want to talk about some important here colors. Interior designers use a lot of colors, and the designing of any franchises, the business use a lot of colors. Please, in the business cards, use a lot of colors. Please, my friends, it's very important. Colors are very good, but right place, right color is very important. There are a lot of journals across the globe. They are doing a lot of researches. Not only the Hindu or Muslim or Christian, all religious people are doing research. The first journal I'm taking, one paper, architectural engineering technology, published architecture and its effect on spirits of space using in a psychological view. That's impact of the color. Islamic University, they did Iran, they did a lot of research in the colors, how it affect on your subconscious mind, how you are catching that, accepting that card or accepting when you go to the shop, how you are reacting in the shop after seeing the color. The colors are very important. It is not only we are Indians or we are Hindus are doing. You can say an African journalist, they explained very nicely. Effect of colors, moods of the college students, they did research. Some journal, the moods of the customer when the decision of making, the consumer decision making, when they want to buy the article, that another journal from Korea. I studied more than 2000 journals when I'm thinking about the colors. So each color has a positive, negative attitudes and traits. The blue and green and red, it will be elaborated based on the requirement. Just a screenshot I'm giving. Each color has an impact on differently on women and men, how they think about the colors. Based on that, companies, branded companies across the globe, they design the logo with the color. The color and business sync together. then only it will be successful in the business. It is a single slide, you understand attitude, acceptance, and the behavior against the colors by male and female percentage impact, and as well as how the designs colors works out. When you design your building or office inside or exterior interior, you need to show that you need to decode from the innocent to Vastu that talk about the colors to apply this logo designing, building designing, and your interior designing. This is very important. To tell this, I'm showing this one of the slide to you. When people talk about directions, we know 4 directions are red directions, but very ancient books talk about 16 attributes. They didn't talk about directions initially, they talk about attributes, purposes. Then we want to accommodate this purpose attribute. The 8 directions are not suitable. It should be the 16 directions can be suitable. How to find? 16 finding the 16 by directions not that easy to a common man. For example, I'm taking east is a 90 degrees. The sun moves left, right side 3 months, come back in 3 months, 6 months. It takes right side, left side 3 months, come back in 3 months, 6 months. In the 1 year, sun moves completely left and right. He stays yearly twice in the middle, exactly 90 degrees. The sun moves left and right. Whenever moves left and right, it takes 11.25 degrees left, 11.25 degrees right. Total 22.5 degrees it covers in the building. That is called east. Only the 22.5 degrees from the center of the building is east. Only 22.5 degrees means that if you take a center of the mathematics, 360 degrees. The 360 degrees, they divided by the 22.5. It is called 16. Any building you consider, there is a east-like direction, 16 directions. Then only you can accommodate your activity according to Vastu, according to your requirement, and exactly adapt to old principles apply now because activities are more. Earlier to 4 to 5 activities any residents, now any resident 25 to 30 activities are there. So we need to accommodate all activities as per this 16 directions. Always the 16 directions changes each and every house depending on length, width, and true north. So the 16 directions has the 16 different attributes. I'll take a minute. If I take east, it is talk about social association, what to do in the social. You need to have the good collaboration, good friends, with good society, neighbor and government bureaucrat. East should be perfect area. Anxiety and churning in the east between southeast. Southeast, that's anxiety and churning. You want to manage your money, you want to invest and appreciation. Look into the southeast. What to do in that? You want a more power and confidence. The south of southeast is good. You want a fame and relaxation. South should be good for you. When you do the activity, relaxation activity, you want a good name, go and sit and do some work to get a good name. South of southwest, whatever you do, you get a dispose out. If you take a southwest, you want a creative person, you want to maintain good relationship with your company, then use a southwest for sitting or meeting or having meet deals. Or you want to, your children want a good education, you want to save more money, use the west of southwest. You want a more profit, use the west. You are already depression, use west of northwest. You are very happy, don't use that place. You are in the depression, go and sit sometime in the west of northwest, or you go and sleep there. You want a good support from friends and banking and loans and debt. You want to close your loans, you want to get a loans, northwest should be good. And when attraction, business attraction, attracted couple in between spouse or in attraction by the clients, the best should be north of northwest. You want to go more business and from the north. You want a good health from the between north and northeast. You want a very clarity in your mind what you do, northeast. What is it? Everything is there. You need recreation and fun and enjoy, east of northeast. These are the 16 must in any family, any business, any corporate. These are the attributes considered when you use activity in the building, that how to decoding, how to re-understand, re-synthesize the things. For example, there is a school building. You can put a active zone, fun zone in the east of northeast. You don't put any reception. You don't put any accounts department in the east of northeast. What happened? He is entertained with the family parents. Then they are very close with them, they may skipping paying the fee, or they may be delaying paying the fee. It affect on company's accounts. So each and every, that is some example, there is a southeast. Don't put HR there. He always very much aggressive with the employees. Employees may not be comfortable with admin and accounts. If you put him into the northeast, clarity in mind, HR will sit in the northeast. Wow, you will be very good connected with the employees. If employee want to leave, he has any problem, HR will counsel them properly to stay back. In house, you have the drawing room in the northeast. You are comfortably talking to the people. You are the family members sitting together, have a very nice meetings. That's way that will work northeast. You need to think when you do the activities. If you consider entrances, there are 32 divisions of entrances. Out of 32 divisions, we need to calculate similarly. When you take a right, sun movement left or right, it takes 11.25 degrees. You divide into 360, it gets 32 divisions. In the any building, you make a 32 parts from the center of the building. Only out of 32, 10 divisions are very good for the entrance to operate, walk through, or when you do industry, there is entrances are different. Manpower entrance and goods entrance. You need to consider based on the direction when you want to use for manpower or goods. Why you, when you want to consult a Vastu person, you have any health issues, wealth issues, family and professional and fulfillment of desire. These are the directions will affected in your family, or these are the directions affected in your business. These are the direction need to be considered to fulfill out of that. Professional business, if we talk north, east, west, and southwest, these are the four directions should be comfortably when you do the business. Then this another recalculation of this, some person, how many years I can live. People ask, I can give my date of birth, the time, how many years I can live, what is my health. People talk about health when they give the birth chart. Similarly, house also there is a chart, like a kundali, like a horoscope. You can create horoscope for the house when you start construction, where you can correct that is house is giving to me or I am giving to house. Very simple question. Am I giving to the house or house is giving to me? Is my office giving to me? I am giving to office. What indicates if you start your company, company start getting money for your family, your employees. But if the company is not doing good, you need to get a loan and invest continuously. That means that office taking away your own money. That's called I Adayamu. What Aish means, it calculates income and loss. This comes from the calculation of the building. It's called building calculations. Where when we consider anthropometric dimensions, when you calculate about the building life, how many years the building will be there, how many years you stay in this building, how it is building is giving to you or building taking from you. That is very important. This we need. This is a very big calculation. Only 2 from the 1,000 in India are able to calculate this one. I can say 2 people, 2 of Vastu consultant. If there is 1,000 of Vastu consultants in India, only 2 people can do these calculations. It's very difficult to calculate of building lifespan and building is giving or not or taking. This is important when you are in building and office plan. Benefits, major benefits, best use of space and good structuring is help us to synchronizing along with nature, light, air, ventilation, and enhance your one's personality. When you use a Vastu in the building, you take advantage of in your inner mind, inner self-confidence, and sync with your family members, sync with your employees in your office. That's where you can develop your personality, enhance relationships with your other people, how to talk to them, how to accept them, how to collaborate them, how to go with them. That also where you sit, how to work in the building, and used for the spiritual knowledge. When you're a spiritual person, which location in your building or the office sit and pray for us, pray for others, or do better things. Finally, greater mental peace and skills will come from if you follow exactly Vastu principles. That is my talk of the day.